There are three industries that are best known for making it here on the Blunders. The first is the food industry. Remember silly things like biscuits that have Swedish fish paste inside them. Or the clothing industry. Remember Crocs or items that look like someone vomited down the front. Consumer electronics, that's another good one. Remember the exploding Samsung phones. But the best industry of all for Blunders is air travel and aeroplanes generally. I don't know what it is about the industry. They're just prone for lots of laughs, normally to do with misdirection, failures in terms of navigation, terrible customer service, that kind of thing. Well, here's a story from Switzerland this week. The Swiss Patrol, which is 6 beautiful red-painted F-5 Northrop Grumman jets, was supposed to do a flyover past the town of Langenbruck, because somebody there was an old fighter pilot and they were having a festival or something. Instead, they flew the jets over the town of Mumsliswil because they were having a yodeling festival there. And the guy in charge of the aerobatics squad saw the tent down on the ground and they blazed over the top of that, which was 6 kilometers in the wrong direction. The Swiss Air Force apologized afterwards, and the funny part of the story is they then conceded that the jets don't in fact have GPS. Fighter jets that don't have GPS. Guys, I'm thinking it's probably not a bad thing that Switzerland is a neutral country, because if they ever got invaded by like Albania or something, the Air Force is going to be worth squat. Ah, yes, here's another industry, in fact, that I forgot was industry blunder prone. The fertility clinic business. Remember the place somewhere in mid-America where they forgot to keep the fridges switched on over the weekend and all the frozen embryos and eggs turned mushy? Well, this is another one in Los Angeles, which is known as being one of the most productive fertility centers anywhere in the world. A couple from New York flew out there after many failures and were told after spending $100,000 that there was fabulous news. They were pregnant with twins. She carries them for the full 9 months, only to give birth to 2 babies who, how shall I put this, don't look exactly like either of the parents at all. Upon DNA testing, they discovered that both of the eggs belonged to 2 different other customers. So you got twins, but unfortunately now you have to hand them over to the legal owners. You've just done somebody a nice turn carrying them for 9 months. You know, you would think at an infertility clinic you've got one job. Don't mix up the eggs and the embryos from the different customers. Right, the Cricket World Cup is rapidly reaching its crescendo over in the United Kingdom. And as you may know, India got hounded out of the tournament, losing of all nations to New Zealand. Woo, exactly. Well, it's not the only bird that's been disappointing in the United Kingdom this week. How about this fellow in the picture? At first thought to be a rare and yellow new species of bird previously unsighted in the UK, it turned out just to be a seagull that had been somehow covered in curry paste. I mean, come on, bro, get out of the curry restaurant dumpster right now. Right, Deutsche Bank. In all sorts of trouble this week. Remember, this is an organization at the pinnacle of European finance. A global investment bank and trading giant. Deutsche Bank, pride of Germany. Basically, its share price has gone to nothing over the last couple of years, and the embattled CEO announced earlier this week plans to basically cut the organization in half and fire 18,000 bankers. Ouch. One side story is that one of the first to go was the guy who was co-global head of investment banking, a fellow called Garth Ritchie, based in London, but actually a South African from Port Elizabeth, of all places. He was being paid close to 200 million rands a year. No, excuse me, 135 million rands a year, but his severance package will be 200 million rands in order to make him go away. Shikes, no wonder they'll be saving some money with these cut downs. Another fabulous side story was that a picture which was used to accompany all of the news stories on the websites of Deutsche bankers being booted out, walking out with their possessions out of the building in London, turned out not to be Deutsche Bank employees at all. It was suit salesmen who had come in that day for a fitting for senior people, were told the customer's gone, so you might as well bugger off too. You know, there is a corporate metaphor when you get into this kind of restructuring. It's a bit like having a Joburg taxi and somebody is busy changing the engine while the passengers are inside and while you're going down Jan Smuts Avenue. Except in this case, what Christian Suing has decided to do while it's going down Jan Smuts Avenue is to convert the taxi into a two-wheel, motorbike conveyancing taxi device. And in the process of going down the road, they're removing two of the wheels and the engine while they keep going. Let's hope they're lucky and get this thing right.